Okay guys, we are about to set off on another new adventure today, trying to make our way to a place we have not been before. We are still in Georgetown. The weather has been kind of holding us here longer than we had kind of hoped, but it's a super cool place. But our time to be back in Florida is coming so quickly, and there are 2 islands we still really want to get to, and we only have about a week to do it, so we are crossing our fingers the weather holds out and we're able to do that. But we want to make our way to San Salvador and to Rum. We're gonna leave today, and we're gonna try to make it to at least Conception, and then hopefully the next day we can hop to San Salvador. It's been crazy windy, but it looks like there's gonna be a couple days of calm weather coming soon where we can hopefully dive these outer islands where very few people go, and we're so excited to see some more new places. Today's sailing is through more deep water that should be great for fishing. We'll get the lines ready, we'll get them in the water, but first, we got to get going. We got to raise the sails.
Forecasted conditions today are 15 knots out of the southeast, and that means we're gonna be on like a close reach if that angle stays true. And yeah, we'll probably go full main up if that wind speed stays true, which yeah, right now it's saying 14 knots true wind. Should be pretty good as long as it doesn't get above 20 knots, we should be all right. And we have like 38 miles to go or so, I believe. Engines are off, sails are up, we're cruising. Wind is actually just in front of the beam, so much better angle than I was thinking. And we're going 8 knots boat speed in 16 knots of wind, 17 knots of wind. Tara's getting some lines in the water here because we just hit that 100-foot mark. It's about to drop off down to like 1,000 feet plus. We got 35 miles till our next destination. Hopefully we catch a big fish.
Surprise, surprise, we didn't, but at least we got anchored before this wild storm blew through.
Oh man. Just checking our charts for reference, make sure we're not dragging. I don't think we are. We're set super good in sand. That was just 50 knots of wind. That was insane. Yeah, we're fine still. Oh my God. That was so crazy.
Yikes.
A little sporty out here. Uncomfortable, rough day today. Wind was definitely on our nose a little more than forecasted and a little bit stronger than forecasted, so we had a reef in the main most of the day, like 18 to 22 knots. We're sailing at like 40 degrees apparent, but we're just getting to the lee of our next destination here, which is San Salvador Island in the far out Bahamas. Calming down a little, wind's already calming down. Sea state's calming down a bit. Excited to be to an island we've never been to before, especially like way out here. This is, you know, one of the furthest islands you can get to while still being in the Bahamas. It'd be cool to check it out. Hopefully do some diving in the next few days.
I can't wait to be spilled.
Yeah.
Okay guys, last night we ended up dropping anchor after dark. We came to a place called Bonefish Bay because it was one of the few anchorages around here where it wasn't like completely littered with coral heads that you had to weave through, and because we had no sunlight, this was just our safest bet. And we woke up this morning to Club Med and all of their little hobie cats and jet skis, and exactly the opposite of what I was expecting after we got to this island that's so far out in the Bahamas. I bet there's a lot more to this place than just Club Med, and we're excited to check those things out. I just did a little workout in the cockpit. Billy is going for a little wing session right now, and then we're gonna do some exploring.
Well, they fixed our big leak finally.
How many times did it take?
It took like 5 times. The first 2 or 3 times was definitely because the humidity was too high for our repair glue. The second 2 times, I don't know what was wrong because I waited till like 55% humidity days. And the last time I finally just used G-Flex epoxy. So we'll see. So this is the only marina in San Salvador, so like the only place to get real protection if the weather gets nasty, but apparently they still get a huge surge through here. So even though you're protected, I guess just through the entrance, the swell surge like can make it really uncomfortable at the dock.
And in true Bahamian fashion, there was no dock in town, just a rock wall which very much could puncture our dinghy. And since we already have enough pinholes in her right now, we thought an anchor out the back and tying to a tree would be our best bet. But it may have taken us a time, or 2, or 3, to finally get stuck. And probably the trickiest part about it all is having the anchor tight enough where the dinghy can't hit the rock wall, but loose enough where we can pull the dinghy in and actually get off. But Billy's a champ and he did it stunningly.
So this is the government dock that we tied up to. I think the mail boat comes in right over here.
Getting ghost town vibes.
Yeah, it is. Cool little church right there. We're just switching anchorages. We're motoring, I don't know, we'll probably take the sail out actually. Motor or sail around to the north side over here. On our way, we're gonna see if we can fish right along this super steep drop off. It goes from like 20 feet to 1,000 feet within, I don't know, a quarter mile maybe? A couple 100 yards or something. Crazy. Reel them up.
Okay guys, we are officially in an anchorage that is definitely way more our style, as in nobody is around. No resorts, no nothing, just very pretty water with birds flying all around. It's beautiful out today. The wind is calm, the ocean is calm, so we are for sure gonna go dive. San Salvador is known for like some of the best diving in the entire world because just offshore is like a ledge that drops off to thousands of feet. So along that ledge and up to it and just past it, there's just so much life. And San Salvador is known for like tons of wahoo, yellowfin tuna, and they're also really well known for like their hammerhead population. So maybe we'll see a hammerhead today. That would be awesome, but just like getting underwater and seeing what they have here is going to be so much fun. A little update on my screens that you guys saw me sew. Our big screen for back here is working great. However, the screens I attempted to do for the helm windows, I didn't really have like the perfect example of how to do them because they're such odd shapes, and I just looked at a video that was kind of similar, but because of this odd shape and like the material, it didn't come out tight enough, and now it kind of like lets all the bugs in. As you can see, they are just scattered all around and they come like right through under here. So yes, this is how the screen turned out. It's way too loose. Definitely have to figure out a better solution for that. If anybody knows what this kind of screen is called, so I can look up an example of how to do it. It seems like this outer material, I don't know what this is, if someone knows that too, is sandwiching the bug screen. Because it's just a sandwich, you're not like sewing around these big giant curves besides like the edge here. So I think this is what I need to do for up there. I just don't know what to search. So that will be the next project. But yes, there are tons of no-see-ins here at night, so we have this down now because we're gonna have to leave Jetty, but having this whole screen back here has been amazing. And as you can see, the boat is just an absolute disaster everywhere you look. Yeah, we definitely need to do a good clean. But our sail here was so rough, and now like we want to go dive, that this mess will just be saved for later.
Trying to schedule our either a boatyard or marina, whatever I can get to, for when we get back to Florida, to get all this warranty work taken care of. Oh.
Are you gonna acknowledge my breakfast?
Yeah, sorry. This looks so good. Wow. Is this gourmet? Are we at Club Med over there?
Back pedal. Okay, we're loaded up. What's your goal?
I don't know. Probably to get some fish, first and foremost, and hopefully a lobster or two, and maybe some conch. Just a variety, kind of what we always go for. If we make it to the outside, into the deep water, it'd be sick if we caught a pelagic fish off the dinghy. That'd be really cool. Hopefully the visibility is good, which it looks really, really good.
I just want to get another cool fish that we can print and also eat.
We just navigated through some of the shallow reef, and where most of the waves are breaking, the swell is down a little bit, so we made it our way through. We're just on the outside. Pretty wild. Seems pretty deep here in between the coral heads. It seems like a spot where maybe the coral heads come way up, because you can see them at the surface. When Sierra dropped the anchor, it was pretty deep because there was plenty of line. So I have a feeling this could be pretty interesting underwater.
Wanna do it again sometime. Whoa, can I see you again? Can I see you again sometime? If you be standing by your door, I'll pick you up at 8. I said, whoa, you wanna do it again sometime. Sometime. Can I see you again? Can I see you again sometime? If you'll be standing by your door, I'll pick you up at 8. I said, wanna do it again sometime.
First one.
Another lobster. He's a nice one. Whew. So pretty. I'm getting a little seasick out here though, like with the swell, and it's like so strong that it's like moving the sand, so when you dive down, the sand is like moving and it's just making me feel super weird. But I think we're gonna cruise on in, maybe check out the inside a little bit because we're getting cold too, and then hopefully it'll be a little warmer in there because it's shallower. But it is so pretty. San Salvador has officially won, in my opinion, the prettiest reefs we've seen so far in the Bahamas. So, we just stopped at a spot that was super grassy to see if we could find conch. Billy jumped in really quick, and as soon as he jumped in, he's like, "Spear." I don't know what he saw, but he just went down. I think he got it, whatever it is. A little bit on our conch. We can get 6 conch, and we've said this before, but they have to have a lip. So some conch that you will find, it will be like just this part and it won't have this kind of big flare. But the other thing we look for is having a thick enough flare or thick enough lip. So some of them you'll have this big lip, but it's super thin. We try to get one that you can like, there's some depth there. I think we definitely pass up on some that are technically legal, but we found so many that we try to just get the biggest ones we can find and leave the other ones to grow a little bit bigger. Okay, he just loaded up again and he dove down. Cross your fingers. I have no idea what he's going after. He said he thought it might have been a yellow jack, which he got the other day, and we ate as sushi and it was so good. So it would be really nice to get another one of those.
This is a yellow jack. I thought a jack was a jack and they weren't great to eat, but our friend EJ told us how good yellow jack were, especially for sushi. And then we tried it and it was really good. One tip he gave us, because we caught it last time and we filleted it up fresh, but and it was like just slightly tough as sushi, and he said, oh yeah, cool it, ice it down or cool it down as best you can for a few hours, and then it'll be a little bit, it won't be tough at all. Yeah, it'll be perfect little sushi. Nice.
Okay, this is a total experiment. I haven't seen anybody else do this before. Some of our friends, they've done like a tuna tail before from some of their big yellowfin tunas, and I was like, oh, a lobster tail would be cool. So we're gonna give it a go. Why not, right? What's the worst that can happen? We just gotta wash off some squid ink before we eat them. I was watching Morgan do it, and so she paints it on, but then she like blatches it with a paper towel. No. I don't know if this one worked out.
Oh, that's pretty cool. It came out, it's like way wider than...
Yeah, because it's folds around him.
Right, that's pretty cool. It's a cool pattern. All right, which one did you just do?
Okay, this is Billy's tiger grouper. Are we ready? Wow, pretty cool.
Nice. That looks cool. Love it. What do you think, Jets? So Sierra and I made a little agreement. We'll both do our stronger points and...
Are you saying that I'm not?
No, I'm saying you're excellent fish cleaner and conch cleaner. So she said if I cook, she'll clean all the stuff. So she's just doing some fish prints, and then she's gonna clean the fish, lobster, and conch we got. And for dinner, I think we're gonna have some sushi with that yellow jack I got, and lobster tail, some plantains. I think that's what we're gonna do tonight. Maybe something else. Sierra's gonna fillet that tiger grouper. I didn't know it was a tiger grouper. I knew it was grouper, and I knew it wasn't any protected species of grouper. The only hesitation there is that we've heard with tiger grouper, they may be a higher risk of ciguatera. Now that grouper is not huge. It's like 23 inches or so. For those of you guys who don't know, ciguatera is a toxin that bioaccumulates within fish that eat other fish down the food chain. Those original fish eat stuff off the reef, and I think it's this certain type of algae that grows on the reef that contains this toxin, starts to accumulate in these smaller fish, and then these predatory fish like groupers eat these smaller fish, and then that toxin bioaccumulates into the meat of these predator fish like groupers. So by the time a grouper gets bigger and bigger, it's got more and more of this, or potentially has more and more of this toxin in its meat. It cannot be killed by heating or cooking or freezing. It's just a toxin within this meat, and not all fish have it. You have a much lower chance of getting this toxin in smaller fish. Our grouper that we got is like on the medium to small side, not on the large side, but it could start to be bordering up to that size where it might contain a dangerous amount of it. When humans consume too much of this toxin, it's like a neurological disease. Like, you'll get some symptoms include like upset stomach, nausea, weird feelings in your lips, like hot feels cold and cold feels hot. There's a lot of weird symptoms and it can last a long time. And if you get it once, if you get ciguatera poisoning once, it starts to bioaccumulate within your body. So you got to be way more careful, because if you get it again, that the symptoms come back like way stronger. And I think it can even be fatal, right? Especially if you get it more than once. That's why people don't eat barracuda in the Bahamas generally. Some of the locals will eat smaller barracuda, but barracuda is like a known one where if you eat a big barracuda, there's a good chance that it has ciguatera. And the same with like monster grouper or monster snappers in the Bahamas. So we don't shoot like massive fish. We try to stick to that, you know, legal size limit into that medium size range fish. We've heard that the tiger grouper is similar to barracuda in that it's got a really high chance of having ciguatera. They're a slower growing fish, so like over their lifespan, they've eaten a lot of smaller fish. We're gonna fillet them, put them in the fridge or freezer. I'm gonna do a lot more research on that. I'm gonna ask some of the locals if there's ever been cases of ciguatera poisoning in San Salvador, specifically with tiger grouper. Because this dinoflagellate that grows on the reef that causes this toxin is kind of a location based. Like it might grow on the reefs around this island, but may not necessarily the reefs around the next island. Locals are getting sick from eating, you know, the grouper around here, then yeah, that, you know, it's common. Or, you know, on this island or the next island, it might be a situation where no one's ever gotten ciguatera in the past 10 or 15 years of fishing. So then that's a really good sign that all the fish in this area are probably pretty safe to eat. So ciguatera poisoning is a risk all through the Bahamas and then into the northern Caribbean. But I believe once you go far enough south, it's not really a risk at all. So we're gonna save the fish, we're gonna do a bunch more research, and we'll see if we can eat it tomorrow. So for now, sushi, let's get going. Leave that last little bit. Had it in the freezer just trying to cool down as much as possible like our friend EJ recommended. Probably not how they do it in the restaurant. I forget if I'm supposed to have this thing underneath it maybe first. I forgot. Alright. First one's just a relearning roll. Good? Good ratio? Good rice?
I'm so tired. Cleaning fish takes forever.
It's mostly the conch and then the cleanup.
No, conch didn't take me. Like, I was way faster at the conch than I was at the grouper and the jack. I think I also took a long time to painting all that stuff.
Yeah, if we do fish prints in the future, we gotta end our diving way earlier.
We had a great day, right?
Yeah. Well, I think this is probably the last time we're going to be diving in the Bahamas for the near future, at least. We have to get back to Florida. We got a bunch of warranty work to get done on the boat. We have Sarah's sister's wedding, so we're going to be kind of working our way back to Florida. We'll bring you guys along with us. Well, thank you guys for coming with us. As always, we got some new merch in the Tula shop. Make sure to check it out. All of that helps so much if you guys just buy a t-shirt. It helps us do this, basically just make the videos. It takes so long. You would not imagine how long it takes to like make and then especially edit and then just post the videos. But we're only able to do it because of people buying stuff out of the Tula shop and your support and members support and patron support. So, and just watching these videos and of course support from some of our sponsors as well. So we thank you all for that. And yeah, check out the Tula shop if you get a chance.
We will miss the Bahamas. I can't believe we're already working our way back. I feel like we just got here. But then we're gonna come back. And then we're gonna go south. We're gonna hit some new spots. We haven't totally decided where we're going for hurricane season yet, but Panama is definitely going to be one of them. We don't know if we're gonna go like from the Bahamas to the BVIs down to Grenada and then to Panama, or just straight to Panama. We're still figuring that out.
Thank you guys. We'll see you guys next time.